Happy to welcome Coach DeBoer. He is ready for your questions. We'll start here on the right side, second row.
Alex Byington on 3. Kalen, right over here. Right.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
Appreciate it. Just because it made news a few days ago, what was your initial reaction to hearing Greg McElroy's report that Nick could be considering coming back to football and coaching? Just what would that mean?
Well, I mean, he's one of the greatest to ever do it, and so he's earned the right to do what he wants. I think the best part about what Coach Saban's doing right now is that he's still involved in the game. He's growing the game. He brings passion to it. I enjoy when I get moments of, on a Saturday morning, maybe we got a night game, flipping on the TV and seeing not just him, but the whole group game day and all the different ways that they break things down. Having a chance to see him once in a while, you can just feel that he still has that love for the game. And I think that my sense is that he's enjoyed doing it in the capacity he's doing it right now. And but I think everyone who is close to him and I know from the fan base standpoint, can't help but want to him to be happy doing whatever he wants to do.
On the front row, then pass it over your shoulder, please.
Morning, Coach. Tony Reese, WTVM out of Columbus, Georgia. If I could get your moment to just talk about some East Alabama guys, Mal Waldrop, a newcomer, as well as older guys, Yanze Spierre and Red Morgan.
Yanze, is that what you said? Yes, yeah. Mal Waldrop has done a really good job this winter, spring, really getting stronger. He loves the weight room, and so a lot of room for growth there, and he's taking advantage of that. He's just a worker. I love that about him. We knew he loved the Crimson Tide. He's got that in his family history. But I think he's really improved on his football and physicality in the spring and his footwork. So love the direction he's going. Yanze is a threat on the edge. He's long. He's got a great demeanor about him. He's explosive off the ball. He's just fun, pleasure to coach. He's really, I think, taken a lot of steps from a year ago where I was getting to know him more, really counting on him and a lot of confidence in him. And, Red Morgan, was thrown into action pretty much right out of the get-go. And, he's a corner, played nickel for us last year, very versatile that way, which is a great thing. It's a great tribute to him and his skill set. And so, again, love his mindset, and I think that's what you appreciate about all three of those guys. They love to work. They know they want to continue to get better. They know it's going to take action, and I just appreciate all three of those and what they bring to the table on our football team.
Left side, back row.
Coach Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. You decided to go with internal options to replace Jalen Milroe. Just the decision behind not pursuing a quarterback in the portal and instead evaluating guys that you have in the program already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just felt like anyone who was reaching out to us or that was there, you could really not make an argument that they were better than what we had. And that's just hopefully another level of confidence that we had some players in our program that we believe in, Ty, Austin, and then knowing Keelan was coming in too. And, the skill sets are there. There's inexperience, and that's probably what you would be gaining, I guess, if you brought someone in, would be some experience. But there's also growth to our offense. There's also a level of understanding, and it's just a matter of honing in on the tools and the skill sets our guys have. I still feel like we made the right choice, and I think it sets it adds to and sets the direction of what you want your culture to be, and that's if I just continue to stay the course, if I continue to just believe in the development I'm going to get from our coaching staff, that time will come, and Ty's the greatest example of that, is going into his 4th year right now. Just stay the course, just keep plugging away, and I love all our 3 of them, but there's reasons to root for each guy. Austin, traveled down here from Washington, so man, he's super close and someone I'm rooting for. Kalen, is the same genuine, authentic guy. So you want all three of them to have the success, but just a lot of feelings that we had what we needed, or that what probably better the way it's put it is that what we felt was out there really wasn't that much better than what we had, if at all.
Third row, and then pass it over your shoulder.
Right here, Coach. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Yeah, AP Stedham of AP As We See It. Coach, what are a few things you would like to see differently from your offense, your defense, and your special teams?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think offensively, it's just about being consistent. It's about having a run game. I think that we're physical at times. It's now more about executing and just being able to count on a run game that can be consistent week in and week out. Because for us, whether you say the run game opens up the play action and the shots down the field or vice versa, I don't care. I just want us to be able to have the ability to do both, and they each work off of each other. We did a good job many times of taking care of the football, but the games we didn't were a lot of times the games we lost or moments that led to us losing. And so taking care of the football offensively would be huge. Defensively, I really want us to continue taking the football away. In the second half of the season, really it became kind of a contagious thing in a good way, where we took the football away. We held teams down. We didn't give up a lot of explosive plays. And so now what I would like to see us do, though, I'd like to see us get more tackles for losses, more pressure on the quarterback. Pressure that isn't about dialing up blitzes and bringing more people and putting guys on an island all the time. And so I think, we're working at that. That's development with their players. Special teams-wise, that's going to be the tricky one, because how can we get better? I think we had a pretty good group. James Burnup's been the best punter I've ever had. And so replacing him, I think we got a couple options that are good options. Long snapper, Nealon Hibbett was super consistent. We've brought in some guys. We have some guys in the program that I think will do a good job. And then at kicker, we have some options there. Connor Tulty. We went and got Graham Nicholson a year ago. We just felt like Connor wasn't quite ready, had the potential. I appreciate him sticking it out. And he's really, taking that next step with his consistency. He's got a strong enough leg. I think getting some experience in the kickoff world helped him feel better about everything as well.
Middle, second row, please.
Gavin Baxley, ESPN, the ticket out of Montgomery. Coach, obviously there's a lot of star power and talent with this team. I think of one person who's not here with Ryan Williams. When you can only bring 3 people to an event like this, what goes into that decision-making process on who to bring?
Yeah, I think, you're looking for your productive players. There's different elements and reasons for it all. Looking for, like, a lot of our guys have some of the most experience in our program, fifth-year senior. Proctor's been here 3 years. So I think, Caden probably, being the least amount, kind of justifying it. Just he's got a great story, got a great journey. I think he represents, what our offensive line is trying to do and trying to build on. He's seen Booker last year, take that position as a leadership role, and Caden, along with Parker Brailsford, has done an amazing job. Jaden Roberts, I wanted to bring an offensive lineman that could kind of represent that group, because I think that's one of the most important groups in our team, and we want to continue to see that growth. And Caden, I think, has a great story, has a great way of telling the story, and represents us well.
In the back on the right.
Coach Harrison Reno, UJSports.com. Obviously, I know this is going to be your second time playing Georgia. This is going to be the first time against Georgia in 10 years. What is your view on that matchup, and I guess what is your thoughts on competing against Coach Smart again the second time?
Yeah, playing Georgia. What was the part about 10 years?
First time Alabama goes to Athens in 10 years.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that, actually, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, last year's game, first game of the SEC schedule, going to be the same this year. Just craziness back and forth. You know, a lot of respect for Coach Smart and everything he's done. You know, and it's about what he's done as a head coach, you know, winning national championships. But obviously with our program, he's poured a lot into making the success of this program what it is today as well. And so there's appreciation that way. But a lot of respect. And you know, you saw a fight in a team a year ago that was on the road that wouldn't go away. And, you know, I think that's always representative of your leadership. And so we know that going on the road, playing an environment I've never been a part of, but one that I've heard a lot about, and we know it's going to be a really tough task. And it's the first, again, game in the SEC. I want to make sure we take care of business leading up to that game, where that game, you know, it's going to matter either way, but where it's got you know, the hype around it, and it's backed up by, you know, results beforehand with our first 3 games that we have before that week.
Left side, back row.
Hey, Kalen, Jordan Hill, Dogs 24/7. I was actually going to ask you about that Georgia game last year. What was that experience like on the sideline as a coach? And does any other game come to mind that you've been a part of where the momentum swings were just so drastic between the two teams?
Mm-hmm. I don't know to that, like those momentum swings were, like you said, drastic. And so I don't think I've ever been a part of one where you were that far in the lead, or even if I was that far behind and the gap closed like it did. But that, I think, is indicative of what you got to do playing 4 quarters here in the SEC. There's a lot of great teams that are going to bring it, you know, and that was certainly one that we had to battle. But I think that there's going to be things we take from that game that we'll always be able to draw on, as far as, you know, you talk about experiences or call them lessons when you lose, but there's also ones where you just kept fighting, you kept playing, things weren't going your way. It didn't matter, just line up and play the next play. That happened in the 3rd and 4th quarter, and it happened obviously at the end of the game where we finally came through and made the last plays that were needed to win.
Left side, 3rd row.
Chrissy Freud, USA Today. What do you see from Ty Simpson mentally and mechanically? And outside of that veteran presence you named, what does he have that maybe the other quarterbacks don't have?
You know, mechanically, I mean, he's pretty tight with everything. Does a nice job. Throws a really catchable ball. I think that's one of the things as a quarterback, right? You got to be making the right reads and all that, but you know, your footwork and all that. He can extend plays. I think all 3 of our quarterbacks can do that. But you know, Ty is an accurate passer. He throws a catchable ball, and I think that's so key. Whether it's down the field, whether it's crossing routes, quick outs, comebacks. I mean, he throws a catchable ball, one that's easy to receive as a receiver. And you can throw it hard, you can throw it soft, and it doesn't mean it's always easy to catch. And so he does that. I think from a mentality standpoint, I really like the growth that I've seen where he just doesn't overanalyze. He doesn't, you know, he's just being able to have the mindset of moving on. You know, just trying to instill that, you know, do what you do, and that's going to be enough. You don't need to try to do too much. And I think he's really operating and doing those type of things, believing in his skill set, believing in the guys around him.
2nd row, right side.
Good morning, Coach. Michael Giddens, War Report, Auburn. Second year in the SEC. Can you talk about what your biggest learnings were from year 1 as a coach in this conference? And with Coach Saban staying close to the program, what's the biggest piece of advice he's given you that you feel like maybe has helped propel you forward?
Well, I feel like the things from Coach Saban are always the things that I took from afar over many years, and it's just like focused on the process, right? I mean, it's all over our building still to this day. It's easy to believe in it because, you know, I saw it from afar. I've had my own success from afar, you know, just focusing on the daily work and, you know, not getting caught up in the results. You know, I think those are some of the things that are instilled in our program, some of the things he would say to this day that he would tell me if I asked him that question. And so, you know, it's just, I think from the SEC standpoint, it's just knowing that every weekend you gotta bring your A game. You gotta be your best. Anyone can beat each other on any given Saturday, and so there's breaks that you can go your way or not go your way. You got to overcome. There's injuries that are going to happen. You got to overcome, and no one's going to really care at the end, right? What the justification was or why this happened. What really matters is that you found a way to win on Saturday.
Coach, thank you very much for your time. We wish
Thank you.
had time for everybody out there. Thank you. The stage here. He wants to go straight to questions. Do we have any out there to like to start with? On the front row here.
Tim, Chase Goodbread with the Tuscaloosa News. What can you tell us about summer workouts on the defensive line?
Start with the microphone, please.
Sorry. Chase Goodbread with the Tuscaloosa News. Workouts over the summer on the defensive line, guys getting in better shape. What can you say about how that went?
It went very well. A lot of guys been putting in a lot of work, especially D-line, just the whole team. And then Coach Ballou, he's been doing a wonderful job as far as, having us being as strong as we are, as big as we are, as fast as we are. So it's been some great work this summer.
Right side, second row.
Alex Byington on 3. Tim, last year's defensive issues, have been stated, but what's the focus to kind of get it back to where it was maybe, a few years ago under Nick and things like that? What's the focus to kind of get that level of defense back?
Really just execution and focus, attention to detail, going out there and doing the coach's plan, and just trusting our ability and trusting our coaching. Just playing the whole 60 minutes, playing the whole game through, and just playing to, beat the other man.
Left side, third row, then pass it to your left, please.
Tim Davis-Baker, WSFA in Montgomery. A lot of people seem to think that the secondary this year can be one of the best in college football. Do you believe that, and what have you seen from them so far?
Of course, I believe in my teammates. Of course, there's, time is still to tell, but we haven't earned anything yet. We still got to go out and play, still got to go out and execute, but the potential is definitely there, and I definitely believe my guys could be the best in the country.
Okay, left side.
Hey, Johnny Condon, ABC 3340 in Birmingham. You guys have had some real success recruiting in the last few weeks. Some people are surprised by that Coach DeBoer has been able to replicate what Coach Saban was able to do over the last handful of years. Can you talk about the brand of Alabama recruiting itself in the sense of just how it's such a magnanimous place for recruits to go?
Well, Alabama now is it's a business, but it's definitely had that family feel to it. Like the players, like during the OVs and everything like that, like you got players that want to go and host these recruits and everything like that to show them the good time, to show them how we do. Like I even had we grilled out at my house and everything. So it's always good for the recruits to see us in there, to see us in the shoes that they want to be.
Right side, third row, then pass it over your shoulder, please.
Good morning, Tim. Tony Reese, WTVM out of Columbus. Well, in your own personal opinion, who are some of the standouts or people you feel like really have a breakout season this season?
I don't want to just name names because I don't want to forget names, because a lot of guys been putting in a lot of work and they deserve the credibility when it comes. So I'll just say tune in to this season when them guys get to display it on that field.
Left side, third.
Hey, Tim, Jacques Doucet, WFB-TV in Baton Rouge. Just a few things rolled into one. Was the LSU game perhaps your best game last year as a team? What was the keys to shutting down their offense, and what about LSU coming to Tuscaloosa this year?
Well, we approach every week with our best, and that week we just was executing on all cylinders. We didn't have too many mistakes, and you have one of them games where it seems like everything going right, and you have some games where it seems like nothing go right. But we did what we were supposed to do. We were able to come out with the win. And them playing in Tuscaloosa is going to be a great game always when, it's the SEC. So every game is a great game.
Middle section, fourth row.
Julian Mitchell, WVTM 13 in Birmingham. I spoke with your dad a moment ago. He talked about how proud he is of you and how much he wanted you to play here for Alabama. To be sitting here as a player and a leader, a representative of the Tide, just what does that mean? How motivated are you to lead this new charge at Alabama?
I'm going to say I'm so Roll Tide. I'm so Alabama. Like growing up watching it my whole life, then finally get to be a part of it. Now I finally get to lead it. It's an honor and a blessing and a privilege. So, I talk to God all the time to make sure I'm leading in the right way and that I'm guiding the boys in the right way.
Left side, fourth row.
Hey, Tim, Jordan Hill from Dogs 24/7. This year, Alabama will play at Georgia for the first time in 10 years. What, if anything, do you know about Sanford Stadium playing at Georgia? And then also just the challenge of playing night games on the road in the SEC.
Well, like I said, it's the SEC, and Georgia is definitely a great opponent to play against. I definitely went to Athens Stadium when I was a recruit, went to a Georgia game, so I know it get pretty turned up in there. So it's going to be a fun time when we go get to play in Athens.
Question on the third row.
Alabama maybe hasn't had a superstar personality at wide receiver since maybe Julio Jones. What Ryan's been able to do, Ryan Williams, can you just talk about he's been able to handle that level of success while still being one of the most productive freshmen in the country last season?
Yeah, Ryan, he's definitely a pro. He's wise beyond his years. I appreciate how he carries himself. He's, not, his name may be Hollywood, but he's far from it, He's very humble. I love the kid. I love that his work ethic. I love that he just, at the end of the day, he 18 now? Yeah, he an 18-year-old kid now or whatever. So, kudos to him for, doing what he need to do.
Front row here on the left.
Chase Goodbread again with the Tuscaloosa News. You mentioned a few minutes ago grilling for some recruits over the summer. So what came off the grill, and how do you rate your grill game?
Oh, I'm the grill master now, so we can throw the chicken, yo to the good news. But yeah, I'm the grill master. I can throw some chicken on there for you, some smoked rotel, good burgers, sausage, hot dog, ribs. I'm working on my brisket though. I'm finna get me a pellet grill. I gotta work on my brisket, but other than that, yeah, we're gonna have some good eating.
Right side, second row.
Tim, just because you brought it up, you mentioned Ryan's age. There was a lot made on social media and on TV about he's a 17-year-old, and did that narrative kind of get old, or what was the players' reaction? Were you joking with Ryan about kind of that narrative, media narrative out there?
Oh, when he make a big play, I'm screaming he's 17 too, because it's grown. We grown men now at this point. So for him to be a 17-year-old kid at the time, doing the things he's doing is definitely amazing. I'd be amazed just being at practice sometimes. You do a good rush, then you look up and he down there with the ball sometimes. So, man, it's just an honor to be his teammate.
Left side, second row.
Good morning, AP Stedham, AP as we see it. What do you want to be different for this team in 2025? I know the win column, of course, but what would you like to be different?
Just overall dominance. Just to play to the not pass the whistle, but play to the whistle. Just overall beating, overall winning the whole game. Just taking it to the next man the best we can, hard as we can.
Go to the third row on the left.
Another Birmingham area kid is Jalen Mbakwe, trying to make the transition from cornerback to receiver. Obviously, he's a really talented, athletic kid. Can you just talk about his skill set and if you think he'll be able to make that transition?
I definitely, anything he put his mind to, he'll be able to do. He's a great athlete, great kid. He has his head down, he works, and he's coachable. So when you have all those things, you're able to make strides in things that you want to do. So I definitely feel like Baca do what he needs to do and do whatever he wants to do.
Final question over here on the left in the back.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 and Auburn. What are the most important things for someone whose playing time is going to increase in 2025 as far as being ready for that action, for that increase?
Like you said, you got to stay ready, so you ain't got to get ready. You got to know the calls, just like the first. If you're not a first teamer, on that first team, you got to know more calls than the first team, just to be ready, just in case your number is called. So you always want to be prepared. That way, when the time comes, you're not, looking around for help.
Tim, thank you very much. Good job.
Thank you.
Here, and he is ready for your questions. We will start on the left side on the third row.
Good morning, Deontay.
Good morning.
AP Stedham, AP as we see it. Deontay, what would you like to see different from the defense this year? To help the team win. What would you like to see different?
I think we just all have to be bought in. I think that started right when the bowl game ended, and we just all had to come together. I think being year one and Coach Wool's system, we had our bumps and bruises that we had to go through throughout the season, and we just had to get more reps. I think as the season progressed, we were able to, get better from it. And, I'm very excited for our defense this year. And, I feel like we have more guys that knows Coach Wool's system. And, we know we know the scheme. Now it's all about honing in on what the offense do. So we're able to anticipate at the highest level and, fly around.
Right side, fourth row.
Hey, Deontay, Johnny Condon, ABC 3340 Sports in Birmingham. Florida State quarterback Thomas Castellanos, transfer from Boston College, had some choice words this offseason, some bulletin board material talking about how he don't think that your defense can stop him, and said that they're not the same without Nick Saban. To a leader of that defense, to hear those comments, what's your reaction?
Yeah, obviously people gonna say what makes them feel the most confident. But it's something, we can't really worry about because nothing matters other than what goes on inside those lines. And, we'll see when the game gets here, and, we'll prepare and make sure we're ready for August 30th. And, we'll see it when we get here.
Middle, fourth row, and then pass it to your left.
Deontay, Jared Bates here, Mobile, Alabama, WNSP. Good to see a hometown kid here at SEC Media Days. But Deontay, in the SEC, so many great places to play. Y'all were undefeated at home last year. But is there a road stadium that has stuck out in your time in the conference?
Man, to be honest with you, I think every road SEC game is tough because I think I played pretty much everywhere in the SEC. I'll go to Georgia this year, but even when we play Arkansas or Tennessee or Auburn, any road game, especially being Alabama, the fans are into it just a little bit more, and it's something we look forward to. We're all about a challenge, and we love coming in the away team stadium and trying to clear it out.
Stay on the fourth row and then pass it forward.
Hey, Deontay, Nick over in Mobile with WNSP. Coach DeBoer's talked a lot about how you are a leader and you're a mentor to everyone in that locker room. I'm curious, back in your hometown in Mobile, who are some of the leaders, coaches, and mentors who helped you get to the place you're at today and turn you into the man you are?
That's a great question. First, I think, my parents, of course. They always been my support system. They always been in my corner no matter what. And, I definitely think they raised me the right way. I had a high school coach, Ronnie Cottrell. He did a lot for me as well. And, it's a lot of people, that helped me get to where I am today. And, I definitely had a lot of people to look at in ways of don't do that or do that. And so I think that kind of molded me as well. But, I think it just comes back to my parents, man. They really, instill something in me at an early age, and, I was just able to, take it and run with it.
Fifth row on the right side, then pass it forward.
Trevor Denton with Way 31. Deontay, when you got hurt in that Oklahoma game, many people thought that was it for your college career. Why did you decide to return to Tuscaloosa, and how difficult or not difficult of a decision was that for you?
Yeah, it was definitely a very hard decision. I think any college athlete, any college football player, we all have dreams and aspirations of playing at the next level. And, I feel like I had that opportunity. But, I had to look past that a little bit. It was still some things that I needed to work on. Being a leader, more of a vocal leader, and just, building more relationships off the field. I feel like this would be a good year to, kind of set me up for life after football. Obviously, I have dreams and aspirations of playing at the next level, but, I think the injury kind of made me realize that it could be taken away from you at any point, and, it kind of made me just want to dig deeper and, life after football, or some goals after football, and getting some relationships settled. And yeah, I think that was the biggest thing. It definitely was a tough decision though.
We'll go on the first row, then pass it over when you're done, please.
Deontay, you were just sort of talking about it, but your rehab, I mean, what did you go through? Obviously, it's a physical journey, but it's a mental journey as well to get back to where you are now. Can you kind of describe that for us and what journey you went through?
Yeah, it was definitely a journey. I'm happy that I'm on the back end of it now, but obviously it was something I couldn't do by myself. I have full faith in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and he's just been showing me different ways of how he's been with me, and it's just amazing to see. And just having, like I said, my family, them being my support system, them driving down to Tuscaloosa whenever they need to, just small things like that. It just makes it a little bit easier. Obviously, it's rough. Every day is not going to be pretty. You're going to have your days where you don't feel like doing it, but this is what I got to do. And another thing will be the medical team at Alabama. Jeremy Giselle, he's my guy, to be honest. I've been with him for the past 8 months, and every day, and we've been getting after it. And when you have people around you, it just makes it a little bit easier. It's still something you gotta handle and get through, but it's all for a greater good.
Excuse me, could you pass the microphone to the gentleman in the third row? Thank you.
Hey, I'll say Tony Reese, WTV. I'm out of Columbus. Man, I want to, as a defensive leader, get you to talk about the progression you've seen firsthand of Yanze Pierre and Red Morgan, those type of guys.
Yeah, Yanze. I'll start with Yanze. He's growing into that edge rusher that you want, and he gaining weight. I think he's about 250 now or something like that, but he's just working hard every day. I think he's establishing himself a role, and that's always good, because I feel like once you find that role, you just attack it full steam and you're ready to go. And then Red Morgan, man, moved the corner. Definitely got some learning still to do, but giving it everything he got every day, and coming to work every day, and trying to learn as much as he can. Red's a freak athlete, so he has all the tools to be a great player. Is now just developing into more of a scheme type of player, and doing what's best for the team, and he's attacking that full head on, and I'm excited for both of them and their future.
We have time for one more. We'll go on the back on the end.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. A lot was new for Coach DeBoer last year. Have you noticed any change or growth or development in him in his second year as your head coach?
Yeah, no doubt. I think, last year it's hard to replace Coach Saban, and just for him to come in and just to take the job, that shows the confidence that he has in himself, and that's just great. And like you said, he's definitely developed. It's just hard for him to try to imply his way of doing things or his standard to us so early on year one. But now year two, I mean, we're all for DeBoer, and we're all into what he has to say or what he wants to do for the program. And I think he definitely feels that, and the players feel that as well. And we're excited and we're ready.
Deontay, thank you very much. Wish we had more time for you.
Thank you. Roll Tide.
Stay healthy. Good luck.
On our WNSP in Mobile. You were quoted earlier today talking about the quarterback battle, saying you guys really don't know who the quarterback is going to be. I was wondering if you could talk about all three guys and the development you've seen from Keelan specifically since he's gotten to campus.
So starting off with Ty, I mean, he's
been there for, 4 years now. He knows what to do. He's doing his best abilities to succeed, and just having that experience. I know he hasn't been a starting quarterback, but he knows what he's doing. And Austin Mack, he's been at that same type of level too. Like, he knows what he's doing. Tall guy, lengthy. I mean, something that I want to point out is they all can run. They can scoot. The arm talent is crazy from all three of them, and I'm just proud of Keelan for coming in as a freshman. It's not hard, especially, being the SEC at quarterback, but they're all three doing their job. So I'm proud of all of them.
Middle, second row.
Hey, Caden. I'm curious, when you have a group of very highly touted offensive linemen that come in from this freshman class, what's your first message to them and be like, okay, this is how the SEC is different?
So my first message to them is that I've been through some hard things, and I never want them to go through what I had to go through my freshman year, after giving up however many sacks that I did. So I just want to show them that I love them, I care for them. If they want to come talk to me, if they want to go watch film, they can call me up, and I just want to be that role model for them. So yeah.
Right side, third row.
Hey, Caden. Johnny Condon, ABC 3340 Sports in Birmingham. Ryan Williams kind of flashed last year as a freshman, became kind of a superstar throughout the country. I'm interested to see what he's like behind the scenes with teammates and just how he's handled that level of fame and success after 1 year.
Behind the scenes, he is a funny guy. Like, if y'all ever get to talk to him, he's a funny, goofy guy. Obviously, you've seen the TikTok dances. He's not afraid of who he is, and I love that for him. And he's had great success his first year, and I know year two is going to be even better for him. Sir.
We'll go in the middle, fourth row.
Caden, Tyler Shaw with KBTX and College Station. Wanted to ask about one of your new teammates, Cam Dewberry, on that offensive line. Just kind of what is he like as a teammate, and kind of what does he add to that group?
What he brings to this group is intensity. I mean, he's had those years where he started. He's been playing since early freshman year, so he's been through those tough environments. He knows what's going on, and I mean, he's older than me, so he has a little bit more experience than me. So some things that I don't know, he could teach me, and I love that. We have those elder guys. We always have a mix of young guys too that he can teach and that I can teach, and we kind of feed off of each other for sure from the past experiences that we've had.
Right side, then pass it forward, please.
Caden, Coach DeBoer mentioned kind of a rotation that y'all have of 6 offensive linemen right now. Just how have you seen that group come along throughout the spring and the summer?
I would say every single offensive lineman, just going from the whatever top 6 to all 20 of them, even the walk-ons, we're working our tails off in the weight room, in the meeting room. Like, especially I just want to highlight the freshmen that have came in. All of them came in ready to go, ready to work. I would say even better than me when I came in as a freshman. They just have that level of intensity to them, and I know they want to work. But the top 6, I mean, whoever those 5 are that are, come August 30th, I'm gonna be proud of each one of them, and I know that the coaches are gonna make the best decision moving forward. So,
second row.
Alex Byington on 3. A lot has been made of Thomas Castellano's comments this offseason. First off, what was the reaction within the locker room when the FSU quarterback is saying what he's saying? And then what does it say about the standard of that team, Alabama, that you have an opposing quarterback speaking like that?
We really don't focus on that too much. I mean, it's all going to come down to the preparation. We're going to see on August 30th who the winner is, but that's not the focus right now. We haven't even made it to fall camp yet. We still have a couple weeks of summer workouts left. So that's been the intent and focus right now from our group, and we're not really giving in to whatever anybody else is saying. It's all internal, keeping it in-house, man.
Left side, fourth row, then pass it over, please.
Jordan Hill, Dogs 24/7. Caden, y'all's game against Georgia last year, back and forth, a wild one. What immediately comes to mind when you think back to that game and just how it played out?
I feel like everybody did their job to the best of their abilities and ultimately came out with the dub. But not just that Georgia game. We've had those games. I mean, the SEC is tough, man. That's just how those games go. And keeping the team down like that, I know we got up 28-0, but it's hard keeping the team down like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a great team, and it's always an exciting one when we play them.
Left side, back row.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. A lot was new for Coach DeBoer last year. Have you noticed any growth or development in his second season as your head coach?
I would just say that he's more comfortable. It's hard coming to the SEC as a first-year head coach. I mean, that's stressful for sure. And I don't want anybody to hate on my coach or anything like that. So I'm doing everything to my best ability to provide, for him to have the best success. You know what I'm saying? So, but I would say the comfortability. We're relationship based, and that's just what it's been throughout this past year. Yeah.
Fourth row in the middle, then pass it to your right.
Hey, Cade, Nick Wiggins over in Mobile, Alabama. You've been in the SEC a minute. They say it just means more. I'm curious if you have an interesting story on what was your welcome to the SEC moment where you thought, man, it really is different here.
I would say just freshman year, we obviously seen the stats that I gave up and how many sacks. I mean, that kind of speaks for itself right there, is how hard it was. But one specific play was Middle Tennessee, my first ever game. I'm taking the outside zone track to the right. And before I had even got my right foot in the ground, I had a linebacker run through my chest. He wasn't even worrying about the play. He was just trying to run through me. So that's how I knew. It was like, yep, that's welcome to college football right there. And that's from that day on, man, I think about it. I just got to laugh it off, honestly. Yeah.
Front row.
Alex Scarborough, 247 Sports. I wanted to ask you about one guy you play alongside and one guy you go against in practice. Gino Vandermark, what has he brought to this program last year? What can he bring this year? And then Quay Russo, have you sort of seen him develop?
For Gino, he's had a lot of experience. He's in his last year of eligibility. He's played a long time of football. He knows what he's doing. He's a smart guy. But ever since going to Alabama, he's gotten stronger, gotten faster, and he's just had that focus and intent, knowing that he's an older guy and knows that this is his last year. He's got a sense of urgency, honestly, to be the best that he can. And Quay, I remember a play yesterday where he shot off the ball on me outside of the tight end, and it's just hard getting to that guy. That's just how he is. He's a fast, strong, powerful guy. You never know what he's going to do. He's got great hands, great feet, powerful guy. That's really what it is. He's a strong dude. So that's what I want to highlight about him. And he's about business also. So they're both about business.
Two final questions in the red shirt, then pass it over your shoulder, please.
Caden, Jarrett Bates, WNSP Mobile. You've had a unique opportunity being in the SEC, playing lots of football there against great opponents, protecting a guy who's a crazy athlete like Jalen Milroe, Ryan Williams outside, freak athlete there, and even maybe in your time transferring back to Iowa, seeing Caitlin Clark. Who's the best college athlete you think you've ever seen?
I would say Caitlin Clark for sure. There's talks about who's the best athlete to come out of Iowa, and I don't want anybody to say my name. I don't want anybody to say my name. I want them to say Caitlin Clark, because the things that I've seen her do is crazy, and that's probably, I want to say that's the best basketball player that I've seen, honestly.
Caden, you've talked a couple of times about the struggles from freshman year. What do you think was the biggest reason for that, and what do you think you've been able to change so that you're not, getting beaten all the time and giving up sacks?
I feel like I got flustered a lot. It's hard thinking. You play slower when you think. You get up to the ball, you're not really sure about what you're doing. So that was the biggest part. It wasn't about the weight or anything like that, because I played last season 10 pounds heavier than I was my freshman season, and I had better stats than my freshman year. So I feel like it's just thinking. It's hard mentally. It's a mental challenge, especially playing in tough environments. So.
Great job. I wish we had more time with you.
Thank you.